please tell us why you'd be a better city commissioner than your opponents?
No. This question. I think the reason I would be is because I've been in business for 37 years. I've managed people. I've had line responsibility. I've had to make tough choices, hiring and firing. When I moved back to Florida, I had to close 4 plants, 1,500 people. I had to lay off and close them. That's 6,000 people I'm affecting. It's really hard, but you have to make tough decisions. We didn't have the opportunity to raise taxes in private business. We had to go get customers and get bigger sales, and if that didn't happen, people lost their jobs. I've had that responsibility. I've been involved in strategic planning for years. I've had many people working for me over the time. I've worked in all 50 states, 2 countries, and the Caribbean. I bring a wealth of knowledge and business experience to the table.
As you can probably tell by now, I am not a political animal. In fact, if somebody had told me 5 years ago I'd be sitting up here engaged in this process, I would have laughed out loud and said, "You're crazy." I got involved in this process because I was tired of seeing the citizens no longer being represented in this town. Not only the citizens, but also the small businesses. When you have 5 businesses go out of business or move away in the last 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, I believe, we've got a problem here. When you look at the number of people who show up to vote in any election, 1,200, 1,500, maybe 1,800 if you're lucky, we've got a problem where the citizens are no longer engaged in the process of what's going on. I would like to again restore trust and just be a voice and the ears of the people.
With 19 years of banking experience, numerous classes in budgeting, accounting, reading financial statements, facts analysis, all these various things, I believe I bring important skills to this table. And I have worked on those skills. Some of the things I've suggested doing have saved taxpayers' dollars related to some things I knew were probably unnecessary processes. We have a complex city. I bring in 3 years of experience. It is a lot to learn about this city. It's not just a little small town in some place in the middle of nowhere. We are a complex city. Airport, marina, golf course, a lot to manage. I've learned a lot. I think I'm very thoughtful and objective. I look at the big picture, and those are important skills to have to be a city commissioner.
Thank you. Yeah, along those same lines as the experience, the citizens of Fernandina have made an investment in me in that 3-year on-the-job training. I've got a systemic knowledge of the problems that we face and the solutions that we're looking at. I'm currently Vice President of Sales with a startup company, and we're building businesses right here in Nassau County, and we'll open up a showroom here on 8th Street. I've brought a new level of transparency to city government, and probably any government in Florida. If you look, EricChilders.com, I really hope you guys check it out and do a story on it, put it in the newspaper, because the more people that have a chance to talk to me about their problems, the better leader I can be. In regards to leadership, I fought the Florida Department of Transportation on greenways, on the Greenway project. I'm going to continue to do that. Battled FPU for lower deposits and to keep their customer service office here, and I fought Florida Department of Environmental Protection to keep our beach accesses open and our boardwalk where it is. This is experience that I've got, things that I've done. Anybody can promise, I deliver.
Well, first of all, folks, I don't have any experience, which in my experience may be the best thing going. I also wouldn't have saddled you with the Forward Fernandina plan. I would have a little more transparency down here and try to make this a business-friendly and people-friendly town. Thank you.
Mr. Malloy, beginning with Ms. Pelican.
In the city's waterfront CRA master plan, traffic circulation and parking study conducted by Zev Cohen and Associates in 2009, the The report stated Center Street, and I'm quoting, "the most heavily traveled roadway in the downtown, is currently operating at only 36% of its daily capacity. The low volumes indicate that the city has substantial capacity available in the existing roadway network to accommodate additional development and redevelopment," end quote. My question is, so why the urgency to open up the intersection of Alachua and Front Streets should this project be taken on at this time?
No. End of story. I do not understand why we're doing that right now. Again, I look at these projects, what revenue benefit are they to the city? As far as I can see, there's zero benefit. The cost of it, I haven't seen any engineered design from CSX. I believe CSX needs to be involved in the process. Where's the design? Again, I just can't in good conscience go along with something that saddles the taxpayers of Fernandina Beach when, as you say, the study says that Center Street is only operating at 36% capacity.
Do we need to open up Alachua Street now? The answer is no. Part of that funding, however, is for pedestrian access to be improved at Center Street as well as at Ash. In fact, some of those, the opening of Alachua will cost about $250,000. So the issue may be, you've got the railroad people fixing the tracks because they're responsible to make them pedestrian friendly. The city has to pay. All of their equipment is there. Is there value for them to go ahead and just move on down and open up Alachua? I don't know the answer to that. Is it critical? We did have a traffic study that indicated opening up Alachua would improve the traffic flow. Again, it's not that critical to me, but it might make sense to just go ahead and do it as we deal with Alachua and Ash.
Yeah, I think we need to move ahead. We plan for the future. And that's what we're doing. And Alachua is a good project. It will show the business and property owners on the waterfront that we are serious about developing and moving forward in our community, investing in our own community. In my research, and I wasn't really going to talk about this yet because I haven't dotted all the I's or crossed all the T's, but the mayor said that we're responsible for fixing Ash and Center. I found an agreement between the city and Southwestern Railroad, 1977. They said they are responsible for the area between the tracks and 2 feet on either side of the tracks and the maintenance thereof. Now there is some questions about whether or not improvements and maintenance, but we could march down there right now and I can show you they're not maintained. That could be a savings of $300,000 to us. There's some other things that we're going to have to vet as we move through the Forward Fernandina project, but that's one of them.
I don't know what Eric's talking about. As far as I know, the right-of-way is I think 15 feet on either from the middle of the tracks over. So the railroad owns all of that. But as far as Alachua Street, right now they have $750,000 budgeted to open that. We've just heard it's only 36% capacity on Center Street. So, why are we doing that? I guess we're already doing it because they've been working down there for about 2 weeks. So I assume that project is going through. But anyway, I don't know why we need to spend $750,000 at this time to open Alachua Street.
I think this is another example of where a project got kind of put somewhere but they didn't get any voter input. I moved back here from Houston, Texas. I'm still looking for a traffic flow problem. If you've ever been to Houston, there isn't one here, especially at 36% use of Center Street. The $250,000 that the mayor mentioned about the Alachua opening, I think I just found the $250,000 where we can roll back our millage rates to 2008. So if we don't spend it there, we can spend it somewhere else. We can save somewhere else. But no, we don't need